What up? Welcome to Emergent Behavior.
Yes.
I like acting like
Emergent behavior. What behavior is emerging?
crazy behavior. So crazy we can't even tell you about it. We just want you to know it's crazy, and we can't
We're just
release
gonna
it.
release it. We're gonna release it to only Apple, AWS, and Notion. Actually,
Yeah, because it's so good.
it's good. It's actually a national security concern.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we don't want to start wars across like the country and the world, so we're not going to release it.
Yeah, I mean, we could have just silently fixed all the issues without announcing it, but we figured it'd be better to announce it so that
Right.
you know you can't.
Right, and this is all related to our IPO that's coming.
Yeah. I mean, unless you want it, you should. You should
probably be like, yeah, you should probably actually just like be Apple, and then you can access it. So,
good times.
What are your thoughts on the world?
Great segue.
Of AI.
I'm startups generally. I feel like 1 minute I'm the king of the world, we're crushing it, and then like the next minute I'm like, what am I doing? Like what? How did this happen? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm incompetent, and then I fix something else, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm a genius. So I've been going through a lot of like cycles, but
it's even harder with AI too, because like you're in control, but you're like, I feel like when you used to write code, it's like you really felt like the master of your craft and like had some consistency and like what's the word I'm looking for? Reliability. But with AI, it's like sometimes it's like amazing, and sometimes like what the hell? Like this.
Yeah, like what did you?
Why did like
10 minutes backwards?
Like am I and you're like, well, like am I actually in control here? Like, what makes me good at this? Whereas before it's like, yeah, I can write the code, I can like check it, I know like I have good patterns in my head, I can write this and do a good job with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of like ego shifting for me
But I think that's in general, like with startups. And honestly, I feel like right now, I remember before we started this, I was talking with someone at my last company. It's like, yeah, anyone that's starting an AI company right now, it has to be crazy because it's like so competitive, and they're working like night and day because it's like a ridiculous atmosphere. And here we are.
I was going to say, and so you said, yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to go start an AI company.
Yeah.
No, a lot of the feelings I recognize, working with agents are pretty similar. And I posted on LinkedIn about this, so, pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about, but are similar to like what I felt leveling up managing, where it's just like I tied my identity, like just like you're saying, like I'm a really good programmer. I can build things. Like give me a task list and I'll knock it out. I'm gonna go build this product. I'm gonna go, XYZ. And then suddenly it was like I didn't have those things anymore. It's like, oh, I have to manage people, and it's less deterministic. And like, is that person just having a bad day, or did I screw up and give the wrong boundaries?
Yeah. Those are like soft skills, but these are like agent skills, which are similar but still different.
Yeah, so different. It's yet another like thing that I know, and I think in our last 3 months, candidly, I think I've up leveled. Like I've gotten better, right? But it's the same like trough of sorrow of like, wow, I really suck at this. Like, and then getting better and pushing yourself to like get through those feelings.
Yep, and we're all going through it.
Yeah, there's another parallel I'll draw of like the collective trauma we all experienced in COVID. It almost feels like a similar parallel here, where like everyone in software, like the ground shifted, right? And so everyone's going through the same thing where they're like, is it hype? Is it not hype? Am I missing out? Am I not missing out? And there's like threads of reality in all of it, where it's like, if you're ignoring AI right now and you're not using AI tools, like, yeah, you are missing out. It is real.
Yeah, it's like if you're ignoring COVID and you're like still going about your life, like you catch COVID, you're like, oh.
Yeah, like it's real.
Yeah, it's. I mean, honestly, I don't want to be anywhere else. Even like saying all that, 'cause it's the most exciting time. And I think as an ambitious person, this is like exactly the time I want to be in
Mhm.
and this position I want to be in.
Now, what an opportunity, right? Like I always sort of looked back on like the early, like let's call it the '90s, and feeling like I missed out on like the
Right,
advent
right.
of the internet. And there's no denying that right now is one of those time periods where it's like, our kids will well, who knows what our kids will say, but I can imagine someone younger than me saying, "Wow, what an opportunity to have been there to like help create that, help shape that."
Yeah. What do you think? I think about this a lot. Like, what do you think about the big players? I saw someone posted like, "Oh, Anthropic released this and they just killed so many startups." I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
like, yeah. Or such and such Ramp has this agent and they just killed. So like, what do you think about? So a few questions. What do you think about that last statement in general, and then what do you think about the big companies and how they're shipping? Because it feels like, and I see a lot of memes like, they have like the gun with someone behind the other person with the gun, and they say like Anthropic like shipping stuff. Is Anthropic shipping faster than everyone else? Or are they more vocal about it? Like, how do you feel about? Because let's talk about like Anthropic, AI, OpenAI.
Yeah.
We'll put in open code. We'll put in all the. I mean, the big players. Like, what? How do you
Yeah, I, mean,
feel
I think open
in the
code is a
pace
little.
of shipping
Yeah, I think
with
open
AI?
code. But for me, I think a recent revelation, based on what you're saying, all of it's marketing, right? Like reality and marketing don't always match up, and there has to be kernels of truth.
Hmm.
But there is a project somewhere with a guy or a team of people building way faster and way better than some of these frontier models, but we don't know about them because they have poor marketing,
Yeah.
and never know about them, and they'll never take off, and they'll never get funding, and they'll never, build that collaboration. So much of it is getting unity and getting people together and getting people to like all agree on what the protocol should be, on what the standards should be. And again, like the earliest example I can think of would be um, VHS versus beta tapes. And I might be dating myself here, but like VHS won as the standard, even though it was the stub quality option, right? And like there's
Yeah.
a million, you know, Blu-ray versus HD DVD. Like there's another format that like the best standard doesn't always win, the best code doesn't always win, the best model doesn't always win. It's all down to marketing. So when you get to like Anthropic, are they shipping faster? I don't think so. I think they just have way better marketing. But there's probably an element of truth to a lot of it too. There's probably a lot of things they are shipping. They're definitely in the top 5%.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know. To me, realizing that it's not true, all of this is not truly meritocracy. It's actually a lot of hype and marketing.
Yeah. I mean, as a sports person, I'll take this also back to sports. Like, somewhere there's someone at the same time that Michael Jordan was coming out that was better than Michael Jordan,
Right.
but he had the opportunity, he had the right connections, the right timing. And so like somewhere that out there, there's always be someone better than you. But if you
Yeah.
have that golden ticket, you could actually like rise above. So what you're saying, like Anthropic has the ticket right now. So they're kind of like,
Yeah.
and that ticket manifests in marketing, manifests in funding, manifests in like consumer belief behind it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of parallels to that. And then the same with like a person going through life, like they have good parents and they're in a good raised in a good society and they have that golden ticket versus someone else who might be 8 times smarter but like are raised in a poor environment and so they actually don't rise up because they were kind of not having that right backing.
Yeah. And I think critically in your Michael Jordan example, Michael Jordan is still Michael Jordan. Like he still had to be great. He
Exactly.
still
Yeah.
he had to put in the work. He had to go through the adversity. So not taking nothing away from that,
Yeah.
as if to say that Michael Jordan is just himself because he got lucky, but he's himself and he got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. So shifting to what we're working on, what gets you most excited right now?
So I think a lot of the people I'm talking to are getting more token conscious. So they're no longer under the false assumption that the 5x limits from
Yeah.
Claude and 2x period from OpenAI, or they don't think that's going to keep happening. And so suddenly it's like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't use Opus for, running lint. um,
Yeah.
and so I'm most excited about this concept of having, a library of our workforce, or of having different models and harnesses and thinking levels, sort of configurations for different tasks, so that you can really optimize and um, make a team using Agent Relay of effective programmers, basically. And I think it's really timely that we're working on this, especially with Claude releasing the sort of advisor model, which is really just like a very watered down version of what we're talking about with less control. But how about you? What are you most excited about? What's your
There's so much. I've woken up, I think I mentioned this to you earlier. I've woken up the last 3 mornings at 5 a.m. with this, like my head's like spinning with ideas, and I had to write it down. And my 5 a.m. thoughts. And what did I think my Claude, I think KG bot was like, I'm gonna take these thoughts and make them more organized and like remove it from this like jazz improvisation that you just spit it out, which I thought was very funny. But yeah, I'm excited about a lot, and maybe you've seen it from my activity this week.
yeah,
And I'm excited about workflows, which are deterministic, indeterministic pieces within it that allow gating and controls and permissioning and sharing of a virtual file system, and a lot of primitives that are coming together to make workflows really nice to work with. And I've had workflows running like 24/7 basically, and it's allowed another level of productivity that I think is really useful. And a lot of people I talk to about workflows are really excited about it too. And it's cool that, in my mind, it's cool that it's we built something that we didn't know if it was resonate, but everyone I talked to is like, oh, this is amazing. Like, oh, like they want to use it. And the feedback's been really positive with people I've shown it to, and the people have tried it. Like, yeah, like they think it's unlock. I'm also excited about specific agents that live where you work. So one of them is a couple like in Slack with specific functions that can help you get things done. So they're not like, they're similar to OpenClaw, but not really. They're focused on a particular stage of the life cycle. So there is a planning agent, there is an execution agent, there's a observability agent or runtime agent. Each of those agents can help you figure out how to get to the next step, and are there to be proactive. And so, for instance, the planning agent, I put in a little bit of superpowers and GStack, some of those principles to allow that to surface in Slack. So you can just like have like an idea, talk to your coworker, and then that agent is listening, and then can follow up like, hey, like I said, I got to talk about this. Have you thought about this and this? And it can help formulate those ideas with different contexts. So I think those two things I'm really excited about.
yeah. I think to the specific agents, it's really interesting. Like I see a lot on Twitter and LinkedIn about all these companies that are building, like Goose, like a GTM agent. They're hyper specific agents. And I like love that, because I do think, you connect everything with Agent Relay, you have all this whole like agent world of just very specialized, workers effectively that work 24/7 and like can aid you. That future seems really exciting to me. And then, yeah, I would love to hear more. You're talking about workflows. Explain it to the vibe coder who's watching this in the future, apparently not live. Why would you use a workflow over just like hitting up Claude and being like, hey, you and a bunch of agents go do this?
Yeah, workflow. So, and that was the initial version of Agent Relay. It's just like you get a bunch of agents in a room and you be like, hey, like get this thing done, and they figure it out. And it's exhilarating, which I think I showed you like in December, because it's like, oh wow, like this.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, this is super cool. and it's you can get a lot of things done, but then when you start digging into what was actually done, you're like, oh, like this isn't fully like worked out. Like, how was this reviewed? Like, why is this a stub here, and why is this like not fully implemented? And so you start like tearing down the theater of the agent orchestration to actually go to the implementation details. You see like, oh, this is actually like not fully working because it's missing X, Y, and Z. And so that is vibes in my mind, where you're putting a bunch of stuff that kind of works, that looks cool. Workflows take that same notion of orchestration, but adds in specific steps to verify and review and take the 80% that vibes created and make it 100% by adding in the steps that I used to go in as a human and QA and test and really harden. And so that's actually tying together with deterministic steps, the things that I was doing to make it 100% deliverable and effective for a produced artifact.
And so, for people who are like familiar with the Ralph loop, where does it fall in that vibe to typing characters manually spectrum?
It's I mean, it's like an Arnold Schwarzenegger Ralph loop, a Ralphinator.
Ralph. Should we do that? Should we launch the Ralphinator? Maybe.
Because it's taking that whole concept and adding in multiple agents and specific gates and making it super composable and repeatable. So it's taking that same notion and supercharging it. So that gets me excited. And then also like putting that in cloud, because right now I have literally 8 workflows working. I want to go to bed and still have those working. And so I push 4 on my computer, 3 to my OpenClaws, and 10 on the cloud. And voila.
So those tokens don't burn out.
That's why we need to get a token count. We need observability for the token count. Yeah, that's important. And agent profiles. It all ties together nicely.
There is so much to do, and we keep doing so much, and there's still so much to do.
Yeah.
I actually love it though. Like, I think there's nothing better than having meaningful work.
Yeah, and also it's cool to have prospect meetings to talk about what we're working on and get people's feedback. And it's like they're like, because I was talking to someone today, and they're like, I showed them agent really like, oh, this is cool, like it might be overkill. But then I was like, well, what about when you need to migrate from what you're doing to, like, let's say you make a change in your code. He's like, oh yeah, I need that.
Right.
It's like, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I need workflows. I need that. I need it for that exact purpose.
All right, well, you heard it first. Go get workflows, agentrelay.com. Oh, we didn't talk about that. Huge news. We weren't here last week.
That's true. Yeah, .com. No dash.
We dropped the dash. Like,
we should announce it or something, probably.
Yeah, we probably need to get better at marketing. We go back to the beginning of this conversation, where marketing is almost unfairly a high percentage of success rate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a second prompt, we dropped the dash. Yeah, I can work on that joke. There's something there about EM dash. But
I had a meme idea, by the way. It's like Samuel Jackson saying like, my subagents got subagents.
Yeah.
And like with a curse word or something. I don't know, but I haven't worked it out. But
welcome to Gleagan Will workshopping jokes. This is what it's evolved into now.
Until next time, we need to start getting snippets from these videos. By the way.
Yeah. So StreamYard does it automatically. I didn't like any of them last time.
We need, because we have special guests. We got to get those out here. That's an easy way to get the social media popping too.
Yeah, we didn't have the energy last time. You know, it was we were kind of like, and so all the clips were us like, yeah, it's like cool.
Well, Duvall, but that was a good one. We need some clips from that for sure.
Yeah, but the clips only last a day because I don't pay for this.
So we need to clip it ourselves. How do we get that?
No, we probably should just pay for the thing.
Okay, yeah. Well, this is we're getting off topic. Until next time.
Until next time. All right.
So,
Do we have like a sign off like merge? Holla. Okay. All right. You know, I know it. Hold on. Wait. This is yeah. Oh, this is gonna be good.
okay.
All right. This is me now.